What's up, everybody? It's your boy Kid Smooth, and I am back with another video. Now, today I'm just catching up on like some of the E3 videos. You know, when you're watching stuff for the first time, you really don't pay attention to a lot of things. And today I wanted to watch a couple of the videos again, and I came across the God of War, the new God of War gameplay that's coming out for the PlayStation, and they obviously made a change with the series going forward, the direction that they're going in, with the new camera angle and the way the combat looks. But after watching it, I just couldn't stop thinking about Ryse of Rome. I'm like, I mean, the game looks good. The God of War definitely looks good, but it looks like they're going a different route of how they're going to implement combat and how they want the camera situated, borrowing things from like other PlayStation exclusives such as like The Last of Us and Uncharted and whatnot. But honestly, I do see a lot of Ryse of Rome. Now, the thing that is funny about the situation, because I asked on Twitter a bunch of PlayStation fans like, hey, are you guys okay with the change? I mean, because when people were asking like, hey, I want to see God of War, people were saying, oh, I'm not getting a PlayStation until I see a God of War 4 or something like that. And when you're asking for like a new game, you're asking for a new game to an existing series, I'm assuming you're only asking for something that that is familiar. I mean, I'm assuming people who wanted God of War 4 was asking for it because they were happy with like the first three. They were happy with the gameplay, how it felt and whatnot. But when they showed this off, I'm saying, okay, well, if I was interested in God of War 4, what I would really be interested in what they just showed me. Now, me personally, I would be interested in the new thing that they showed, because I wasn't really a super fan of the core God of War. But for the core God of War fans, are you happy with this change? Like my man E-Rock says, you know, the only thing that's gonna get me to buy a PlayStation is if they show God of 4, then it's hands down I'm getting one. But my question, like, God of War has been shown. Are you willing to get God of War with those changes? Is that still God of War? And now to all the people that made, you know, fun of Ryse of Rome or how it's garbage, hack and slash and stuff like that, the same elements that was in Ryse of Rome is going to be in the new God of War. Now, God of War was, fair to say, a hack and slash. It was repetitive. It was, and it had QTEs. No, you didn't have to rely on them, but there were severe QTE in God of Wars, and it looks like there's going to be QTEs in this God of War. So, I mean, the only real difference as far as God of War, you got more different types of enemies, which is going to set God of War apart from Ryse of Rome. There's going to be different type of enemies, bigger enemies to face, and probably different weapons you would be able to acquire. But I just, like, for those who haven't played Ryse of Rome, and there's plenty of you who haven't played Ryse of Rome, I mean, you might, it's on PC, it's on Xbox, you might want to check it out. Prepare yourself for the new God of War, because I guarantee you, when God of War come out, there's going to be a lot of similarities. And God of War finally gets the visual upgrade to look like a next generation game, and the camera angle, and the thing is, just looking at the camera angle alone, I don't think God of War is going to play as fast as it did in the past. It looks like it's going to be pacey. Like Ryse of Rome was a pacey game. It wasn't like something you run through. Everything, like the speed of the game is controlled, and I don't know if that's due to the camera angle itself, but the combat looked the same. It looked like, the thing is about God of War, everything was a scope. The way the camera angle was, like, you know, how it could change in an instant, go upside down, sideways, and all this other stuff, and you know, you get a great field of view in like the original God of War series, where this one is more personable. It's really personal, and I think it just, to me, reminds me too much of Ryse of Rome. Now, a lot of people is going to disagree, but I'm coming off the basis of I played a lot of Ryse of Rome, and I didn't play a lot of God of War, but I'm almost certain I played with God of War 3 and God of War Ascension, and I played God of War 1 as well. All right, and I'm almost certain it was nothing like what we've seen. And people say they're okay with the reboot. Oh, this is like something different. It would be stale. But when everybody was asking for a new God of War, I heard nothing about the game. They wanting the gameplay change or the camera angle or what kind of point of view they wanted it to be. All I been hearing about God of War was, oh, they want to know what God you're going to be fighting this time. What the story going to be like, and or is it going to be a female protagonist or is it going to be a different main character? This is a complete switch up, and I don't expect anybody to be upset at it, but from what I'm seeing, it looks like God of War Ryse of Rome edition. It really does. Now, there were some things about Ryse of Rome that got underappreciated and underrated. Like Ryse of Rome actually had a good story. Now, many of you people may go in the comments and say, "Oh no, it didn't. It was whack and all stuff," but none of you have played it or have understood the story. It was a great story. That was probably one of the best part about the games, other than the graphics. It looked good and it had an amazing story. The combat was weak because it was repetitive. But the same thing can be said about all the other God of War games. They were repetitive. They had a lot of QTEs, and this one's going to have it. So I can't wait until this new God of War game come out so I can do a fair comparison, so you can see the two. But it just blows my mind. Because, I mean, that people are excited about the God of War, and you should be. You know, you've been waiting for a new God of War game, but I'm just shocked at the fact that no one's really taking the change into consideration, or they're not taking it as a big deal. Because, like I said, every time I heard somebody want to say God of War, I heard nothing about them wanting the game to change. And if you didn't like Ryse of Rome, if you did not like Ryse of Rome, you will not like the new God of War. If my observation serves me correct, if you did not like Ryse of Rome, you will not like God of War. Now, many people who are loyalists and or like the game regardless because it's a PlayStation exclusive, of course. And I can tell you this: God of War looks like it's going to have an amazing story. It does. The story will more than likely outshine the gameplay. But for anybody who want an early teaser of what God of War is going to be, play Ryse of Rome. I guarantee you, you will agree with me to a T. And so that's why I don't want nobody flipping out when I say, hey, this new God of War looks a lot like Ryse of Rome to me. The game everybody famously disliked, but for no reason at all. It was an underrated game. It was a great game. Had a lot of great stuff. An underrated multiplayer system. But I'm slowly starting to see some games borrow things from that game. So they must have did something right. Let me know how you feel in the comments below. Do you agree with me? Do you think the new direction that God of War is going in borrows elements from God of War? I know it borrows elements from some other games that came out on PlayStation. From they borrowing stuff from like the Naughty Dog studio, but I also see a lot of things from Crytek in their Ryse game in this game, and it's only comparable because now it looks as if they're going to play exactly the same. The only thing is you got to give the leg up to God of War, obviously, for more enemy types and a different combination of moves that you're going to be able to pull off. But that's all I got for you guys today. As always say, Xbox is the best box, and I am the best bot. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. I'm out.